Hey everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I am Peter, that is Connor, and we are going to talk about Castlevania Season 1, Episode 2. It's called Necropolis. Full spoilers for the episode, as always. So this is Episode 2. We spoke about how the first episode was very much the opening 25 minutes of a movie, and I kind of feel the same way after this is the next 20-something minutes of it.
I'm torn because part of me feels like, yeah, I see how this can feel like a movie, but at the same time, I feel like this also feels like I can see how this will be the start of a TV show.
Yeah, no, I can see that. It feels like there's a longer game here. Like I don't feel like everything they're setting up is going to be wrapped up by end of episode 4. It doesn't feel like that at
Oh,
all.
no chance.
It feels like we're starting the long game, but it still feels like it's like a long pilot, maybe,
Yeah, yeah, that would probably be more like it. I feel like maybe like a double pilot.
or a feature length pilot.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
but
I don't think this felt at the end of the pilot. This one,
no,
uh,
no,
uh,
it didn't.
I imagine episode 4 will feel at the end of the pilot, and then season 2 when we get it will be
Yeah, because obviously with season two being more episodes, by its nature, it should feel a bit more
yeah,
like a
yeah.
show.
Because at the end of the last episode, we were introduced to Trevor Belmont, and this picked up right where we left off, and then it was mostly introducing us to who he was and what his attitude is like, and what type of person he is, his skills, and that kind of thing. And it set up maybe at least what the initial quest is going to be, the initial thing that he's going to be doing. Uh, and it was successful in doing that. I will compliment that I was hoping the action with the whip would be good, and I'm happy to say that the little bit of whip action we got in this episode was quite pleasant.
Yeah, not much yet, but what we got was satisfying.
He whipped a weapon out of the guy's hand, and his finger went with it, and his finger just lands in front of the
I
weapon.
loved the moment where he doesn't react because he's just he's watching everything happen as
Mm.
well, and then you see the finger land and he realizes what's happened and just starts screaming. Like just the delayed reaction killed me.
Actually, I want to compliment how sort of dark and brutal this show feels when he arrives at this city after the end at the start. He goes to this city of
Is it?
Grezit. Yeah, I'll go with the Grezit. He goes to the city and he's going in. We see like some of these like gargoyle looking beasts, and one of them looks like it's carrying a baby, and then
Yeah,
he cuts into like various people in the city like crying, and there's like injuries and there's blood coming from windows, and then it cuts to a shot of a crib that's just filled with blood, and it's like, oh Jesus, this is dark.
yeah,
Like they're not pulling punches at all. There's a lot more swearing in this one as well. It,
yeah.
I appreciate how dark it's feeling. It really feels like the end of the world's coming,
It does, and
which is
it
cool.
shows us our main character's pretty dark as well. Obviously, he's got a sense of honor to a degree,
Hmm.
but when he's getting into the city and the guards there, he's perfectly about to just stab him, no problem, until he realizes he doesn't have to. But he has no qualms about just doing it.
Well, this is kind of what we learn about him. He's a bit of a drunk. He always wants to be drinking, and he is very much a reluctant hero where he doesn't want to get involved. And it's not until he actually witnesses one on one, like someone being terrorized, that he steps in. Because even as he's saying to himself, just keep walking, don't intervene. But he does. He has to intervene because hero in there
He's he's
somewhere.
he's, he's very much got that roguish likability.
Yeah, and that's kind of thing. Obviously, at the start, we hear a little bit more about the world and why, like, his family were cast out because even though they're the one family who could fight monsters and could fight Dracula, basically everyone said, no, let's go to the church instead, and they can denounce evil and all that. So they were treated as outcasts, and that's kind of where they are.
I'm really interested in terms of the world building. It's really setting up as the church as kind of being these villainous entities, like almost on par with Dracula. Because obviously the church was responsible last episode, and here it's the church again that we see that are, harassing the speaker.
And it's, it's
Uh,
it's all the innocent people in the middle that are suffering for it,
yeah,
which is it's very much brought. It's also a very classic sort of war analogy where, like, the rich people wage the war, but it's all the poor people who are off fighting and dying in droves for it.
you have that fantastically dark shot when he's going into the city and they're chucking the guy off the bridge, the body, and then he looks down over and it's just all of these rotting corpses.
And he spits on them
Yeah,
because Trevor's not a cheery guy. But yeah, he meets what is called a speaker, and obviously, like, I don't know what that is right away. It's not until, like, we get a little bit more context, and he takes him back to his sort of base where all these other speakers are hiding out. and they consume knowledge by memorizing it and only speaking it. They never write anything down. That to them, that's like completely against their entire way of life. Weird is my first thought. But it gives it this idea. You've got these like intelligent, noble figures who like are going to like try and guide them and want them to do the right thing, and you get a sense of what the purpose they're going to serve in the plot. But it sets up this what the idea is, presumably for the next 2 episodes, where there is potentially a hero sleeping beneath the city, who could possibly fight Dracula, and one of their speakers, who happens to be the sort of the main elder speaker that we've been interacting with, it's his grandson, and like they want to, even if he's dead, they want to be able to bury his grandson, because it's disrespectful to just leave the body behind. So Belmont agrees to go down, but on the condition that they all have to leave like they've been asked to from the city, because everyone in the city blames them. They all think if they kill the speakers or get the speakers to leave, the demons will stop coming and terrorizing us. So it sets up this very simple quest. So I'm assuming next episode we'll see him get into like the catacombs, and I'm kind of excited about, like, because this is where it's going to start to feel more like a video game to me, where he's going through the catacombs and there might be some
he's
monsters.
literally going through the dungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe he'll whip some stuff, maybe he'll stab some stuff, and
I'm looking forward to it. I thought it was interesting how the speaker mentioned that maybe we get prophecies from the future, like we see things from the future. So it talks about this sleeping soldier that I'm assuming that's going to actually just be Trevor metaphorically, and he'll awaken. Down there.
I was kind of, because before they mentioned the sleeping part, when they started talking about Hero, I just assumed it was him.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, there's actually someone sleeping. And then I thought, and again, I've not played enough of the games to really have a proper guess, but I'm like, is that maybe Alucard, or is that another Belmont, or is it someone else? Like, certainly, I'm pretty sure some of the games have these timey-wimey elements to them. When he's talking about the visions from the future, I feel like the games, because the games are not necessarily in order. Like, they're out of sync and whatnot. And unlike, say, Zelda, like, they did actually make an effort to kind of tie them all together as they were going into a plot.
To be fair, you can tie Zelda together if you try.
It takes a lot of effort, though.
It does.
From what I understand, I've never bothered doing it myself because I've never played them, so I don't care. But like, as I understand it, it's quite a puzzle to
yes, it is.
Link them all up.
That was atrocious. Sorry, that was just awful.
I'm proud of that.
Oh.
No, I thought this was solid. Again, this went in super quick. Like, I felt like, he's in the inn, he comes to town, he sees the horrific, he interacts with a few people, gets a sort of lay of what the situation's like. All this horrible stuff's happening, they want the speakers gone. He meets the speaker, helps him out with the bad guys, the priests, a little bit of action, then gets his quest for the next episode, and that was kind of it. It was super quick.
Yeah, as the first episode was the introduction to Dracula, this is the introduction to Trevor. That's pretty much just what it is.
I feel it'll be sticking with Trevor more, though, and
I assume so, too.
And Dracula will just... It'll pop up whenever Trevor encounters him, but I feel like we might cut to him occasionally when it's relevant.
Yeah, but basically the Dracula one was just to set up the state of the world and give us, why everything's overrun and why everything's just gone to hell.
It's why it feels super weird that it was kind of cut off into its own episode, because it... Again, if this is like one big pilot, as if we're thinking of it... And again, I kind of feel the same about the end of this episode, where it didn't really feel at the end of an episode.
No, it had an almost cliffhanger. It's like, right, come back next time because that's what's going to happen.
But honestly, it could have felt that way had they just like animated the last couple of shots differently. But the way he walked out the door and just kept walking, it just kind of felt like, okay, cut to next scene. Oh no, credits. Okay.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
If the music had ramped up and the shot had been a bit more epic, it'd have been like, right, okay, there's your.
They had the moment, but they didn't play it right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're saying they didn't play it right. Maybe that's...
They're intentional, right? Yeah, they didn't play it right as to be at the end of a traditional episode.
I will say this. It's funny that this was a couple of minutes shorter, but the opening title sequence was just cut down to just the title. There wasn't like a long minute and a half credit roll.
It's a little bit disappointing because I enjoyed the opening credits last episode.
Yeah, but to be fair, when you're only 23 minutes long, a long credit sequence is maybe eating into your time a bit more than.
You say that, but they wouldn't eat into anything. They'd just stick it on top, wouldn't they? Because
Okay,
Netflix.
sure, it's Netflix, so yeah, they'd get away with just doing that. But when I saw it was 23 minutes and then the title was short, I went, oh, good, because it's only 23 minutes long.
Yeah, yeah, I know
So,
what you mean.
but yeah, and that was a fun episode. He's we've got a rogue. We got a rogue who might learn he's sort of have a path to being a hero, and we have a cool quest going on for next episode. So that's episode 2. I'm still enjoying it. It is definitely feels like one story cut up into chunks. As opposed
Yeah,
to
I definitely
episodes.
feel like this would benefit from just sitting down watching it all at once.
Yeah. But this is how they've presented it, so this is how we're going to watch it. We will do episode 3 tomorrow. So let us know what you thought of episode 2 in the comments below. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Get us on Twitter at mailed_fuzz. If you want to support the channel, head over to patreon.com/mailedfuzztv. But that is us, guys. So thank you very much once again for watching. Keep watching TV. Have you got any vanilla?